If you haven't heard of St. Peter's, what are you doing with your life? Do you live under a rock? The Peacocks are taking the world over by storm, and nobody in a million years would have even predicted this to happen. You hear people say the phrase, "that's unbelievable," but no. I don't think you quite understand. What we're currently witnessing is the definition of unbelievable. Some people, maybe including you watching this, just think it's a normal case of a 15 seed beating a 2 seed. But I'm going to tell you right now, it is far, and I mean far beyond that. You see this picture right now that's coming up on your screen? That is St. Peter's basketball gym. That is so hard for me to even fathom and come to the terms with. That is a Division I basketball gym. I can't speak for you, but for me, when I was playing high school basketball, I would say roughly 95% of the gyms I played in are bigger than that, or at least the same size. Once again, I'm going to re-emphasize it. That's not a D3 gym or a D2 gym. That's a Division I basketball gym. It only holds roughly 3,000 people, but here's another fun fact. They only have roughly 3,000 kids going to the school. Also worth mentioning, they're one of the lowest funded Division I programs in the entire country. Their head coach only makes $100,000 a year. To put that in comparison, John Calipari, Kentucky's head coach, who they beat, makes nearly $10 million per year. They also don't have that many highly rated recruits on their team. They don't have a single player that was ranked higher than a 3-star. All of the odds were stacked against this program, and yet somehow they're now in the Sweet 16 and they're trending everywhere in the country. What we're currently witnessing is the definition of a true underdog story. This is the unlikely rise of St. Peter's. What's good, y'all? Real quick, if you enjoy basketball content, it means a lot whenever we gain new subscribers. So if you want to see more content like that, real quick, do me a huge favor, go down there, hit that subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. The Peacocks, aka St. Peter's. A little fun fact, your boy Matt was doing some research. They're the only D1 institute that has that mascot. Man, oh man, imagine losing a basketball game and everybody asking you who'd you play and you're like, oh yeah, we lost to the Peacocks. If I were to tell you a couple of months ago that Kentucky was gonna lose in the NCAA to the St. Peter's Peacocks, you would have looked at me like I'm stupid. Number one, you probably would have said, who in the heck is St. Peter's? And then number two, you also would have said, where are they even located? What do you know? That leads me into my next point perfectly. Let's take a look at the university. They're located in Jersey City, New Jersey. Like we stated earlier, it's not that big of a school. After their upset win against Kentucky, their school website was getting so much traction that it completely shut down. I couldn't find a legit number of how many people were going to it, but it had to be getting a lot of traffic for it to completely just shut down somehow. We're going to take a look at the man behind all this, and that's their head coach, Shaheen Holloway. Holloway isn't your average coach. He was a really, and I mean really good basketball player. Coming out of high school, he was a McDonald's All-American, and he won MVP of the McDonald's All-American game in 1996. I don't think I have to explain it, and I think most of you know, to be a McDonald's All-American, you're pretty much the best of the best. It doesn't always translate over to the next level, but it means you're at least good at the high school level. For Holloway, it didn't just translate over to the next level, he got even better. He wound up deciding to commit and sign with Seton Hall University, and as a freshman, he started every single game. Listen to these numbers. In his first year, he averaged 17.3 points per game, 2.8 steals per game, 6.3 assists per game, and nearly 4 rebounds. His field goal percentage wasn't too hot, but he was taking mostly threes. He shot 34% from the three-point line and 36% from the overall field. Fast forward in time to his sophomore year, he averaged 15 points per game, 6.5 assists, and 4 rebounds. His junior year was somewhat a disappointment. He only shot 22% behind the three-point line and averaged less than 10 points per game. But in his senior year, he responded in a great way. He shot 44% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and averaged 13 points. In 2000, he did declare for the NBA draft. Unfortunately, he went undrafted. And I think a main reason for that is because he was only 5'10". I like him as a coach, but I gotta be 100% honest. He wasn't nothing special. You gotta think about it. A 5'10" guy that averages right at 10 points per game and doesn't shoot over 40% from the three-point line, they're a dime a dozen. I can find people like that anywhere. And when I say I can find them anywhere, I'm not talking about the local YMCA. I'm talking about at the college level. A lot of people don't quite understand. You not only have to be good, but you gotta have great size to even get into the NBA. And if you are only 5'10", you better be dropping 30 points a night. If not, you don't got a shot. From 2000 all the way up into 2007, he would play for a bunch of different overseas teams. When his playing career came to an end in 2007, he started helping coach Iona, and then he eventually would go back to Seton Hall. He was one of the assistant coaches for Seton Hall for right at 7 to 8 years, and then in 2018, he was hired by St. Peter's. And ladies and gentlemen, the rest is history. Whoa, hold on. It wasn't all good though. In 2018 through 19, his team only had an overall record of 10-22. So it wasn't like he inherited this great program and he saw success right away. He had to go through adversity. In the next year, 2019 through 20, he would lead them to an 18-12 record. Last year, 14-11, and the current one, 21-11. I'm sure most of you know this. If not, I'll fill you in. To get into the NCAA tournament, you either got to get an at-large bid or you got to win your conference tournament. And you should know that St. Peter's, they didn't get an at-large, they won their conference. After winning their conference championship, there was good and some bad news. The good news is you're going to the NCAA tournament. The bad news, you got to play Kentucky, one of the most prestigious programs of all time. You had arguably one of the highest funded basketball programs in the entire world versus one of the lowest funded programs in the entire world, and yet St. Peter's beat them. It's remarkable, and I know I stated it, I'm going to bring it up again. Coach Calipari makes $10 million a year. St. Peter's head coach, Holloway, makes $100K a year. It wasn't one of those fluke games where St. Peter's hit a half-court shot and they didn't play that good. No, if you watch that game, you could tell they was the better team. Talent-wise, no, but as an overall collective unit, they was better. What makes the story even better is that it wasn't just a fluke win. They matched up against Murray State, and everybody's saying, oh, they got their one lucky Cinderella win. Murray State's going to crush them. And the opposite happened. St. Peter's crushed Murray State. And now, as to when I'm currently speaking, they're going to play in the Sweet 16, and they could go even farther. Here's what makes all this even more interesting. This is changing everything for St. Peter's. It's already being said that they're going to get up to $100 million worth of publicity throughout this entire run. That's what people aren't grasping and paying attention to. This is a walking advertisement for the university. Am I saying that kids in California are going to go, oh man, I want to go there because of what happened with basketball? No, but here's what I am saying. All of those local kids from New Jersey, in the past couple of years, they've probably heard about the school, but there's no way they would go there. It's not a cool look. But now all these high school seniors from that area, they're going to start thinking about going there, and maybe they're not going to go there, but they're at least going to think about it because of what's happened with the basketball team. St. Peter's is on the map, and people want to do what's trendy, and it's trendy to go to that school or be a part of it. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a spike in their enrollment and people requesting to go to that school. I know it's not requesting, what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh, they're going to be applying to that school. Sadly, and the worst part about all this, with the good, you're also going to get the bad. Yo, Matt, what are you talking about? What's the bad? Well, your head coach, Holloway, as much as you love him, he's not going to be there much longer. I would say at max, he's only going to be there roughly 2 to 3, maybe 4 more weeks. He's going to go to a big-time D1 school because they're going to offer him a contract he can't refuse. You hate to see him leave St. Peter's because he built it up, but money talks. He will be leaving, and it's unfortunate, but I'm sure they won't have a problem trying to replace him. How many more games can they win, and can they go farther? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question because nobody predicted them to even get past Kentucky. Hey man, this is why we love sports and this is why we love March Madness. For great and just awesome stories like this. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. I am very curious. But with all that being said, it's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.